Is your TV ready? Is your TV ready for digital television? If not, come and see us. If it is, we've wasted 10 seconds of your time, no worries. So it got people to go to, we call them customer specialists, the store employee, the sales associate. It really got people to go and ask that question. I don't think my TV's ready, can you help me understand? And you can see when that engagement with a sales associate occurs, and it's a good engagement, that path to purchase just becomes, it's just laid out right there in front of you. So at the time this ran, I'll give you this quick story. At the time this ran, we were doing other stuff on the program. One of the things that we were doing were these 90-second introduction to high definition television vignettes. Here's HD, it's really cool, you can hook it up and it's clear and it's loud and it's clear and it's cool and so on and so forth. So again, Best Buy, sparing no expense. We all got on our airplanes, we all flew out to Hollywood, and we all hired a bunch of actors, and we paid enormous amounts of money to have special effects and green screen and all of these really crazy cool effects and all this stuff. We had 3 spots and it cost about $500,000 to do. They were running at the same time this was running. And the idea behind those was, talk to us, we'll help you figure it out. I went to 7 or 8 stores I was living in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the time, and I went to 7 or 8 stores around the corporate campus. And I just asked a bunch of people, which one did a better job of getting them to talk to you? And without question, 100% to a person, they said this 15-second spot drove more people to talk to them about high-definition television than the other hours worth of programming we were running combined. And the kicker was, this cost exactly $0 to make. I actually had an intern do this. We just found an old background, we threw some font and music on, and we just sent it out the door. Did this in 10 minutes. This cost nothing, and it drove more traffic versus $500,000 that didn't do squat, didn't do anything. So it was a lesson learned by us that engagement and persuasion isn't always about spending $500,000. It's about connecting and sending that right message. So it was a fascinating exercise, and when you have to answer to a budget, that was certainly something that I had to be creative with. Okay, so we've got this impact. We've done these 3 things, and we've gotten people really engaged with us. What happens? What's the result? Let me show you a few things. You've all seen this before, I'm sure. This is a cell phone display. You know, you can see the holders right here are not particularly well built for the devices. They're kind of hanging there. And you see the fact tags. And the fact tags are very limited in what they can say and what they can do because of their size, because of the size of the font. Let me show you what digital engagement does. This is a company called Microsigns, and what they've done is they've made the fact tag digital through touchscreen. And you can see that now they've made that fact tag completely interactive. And you as a customer can go through this at your own leisure and your own pace, reading as fast as you want to go. But the nice thing about this is it can go as deep as you want to go. It's endless, the amount of information they can put on there. Endless. You could read the whole thing, only 2 parts of it. So they've taken that fact tag and they've tried very hard to tailor it towards every single person's idea of what they want to experience with it, the phone with. So what it does is these do a good job of differentiating themselves, subjects, I call it subject, but product item differentiation from their competitors. The iPad, this is a restaurant in Georgia in the United States where they have taken the wine list and put it online on the iPad. And now the wine list is completely interactive. And you can see customer reviews, you can see what this thing goes well with on the menu. You can flip and scroll up and scroll down. And this is fine dining. And it seems a little weird that a place where they have fine dining, they're going to throw a computer on your lap. But people really, really reacted well to this thing. They love this idea and they start playing with it. And when people walk out the door, they all will say whether or not it was a good meal. Yeah, I had a good meal, good steak, bad salad, whatever. But this is what sticks in their mind as a great experience. They had the wine list online. It was so cool. We could pick the wines we wanted, and they helped us. Rather than spend, I can't tell you how many amounts of money, how many dollars to reprint that wine list every single time the seasonal wines come out. They just update it on their iPad. This is a company called Aisle Buyer. And they've done a tremendous job of making the experience personal. The idea here is that you can take your iPhone, download the app, you can take your iPhone into a retail environment, you can scan the barcode, it can give you suggestions, reviews, whether or not this is a popular item or not. But the kicker here is at the end you can actually purchase it without even taking it up to the register. You can click on it and bang, I want to buy, and it goes through their infrastructure and you've purchased it before you even get to checkout. The interesting thing about this program is that all that data can then go back to the retailer, and the retailer can find out what people are scanning and what people are ignoring. And when you start to think about that, think about how visual merchandising is going to change when they get that data back saying product A is just getting tons of attention and product B, no one's scanning it, no one cares about it. Chances are product B is probably going to go away. So this thing is starting to really influence the retailers. You know, the sales cycle now belongs to the customer, and the retailers are starting to learn exactly what. This product is selling, this one isn't, and we have the data to prove it. So it augments the experience. Environmental differentiation. This is where you as a venue are going to separate yourself from your competitors. Now, what I'm showing you here are just some classic window clings. You know, the stickers you hang on the front window. And I have one example to show you. This is the Hermes store in Tokyo, and this was shot at night. This is just one portrait screen and one scarf, and this is what they did with it. Now, you can imagine walking by this at any given moment and seeing that. I don't know anything about scarves at all, but I got to tell you, if I stopped and saw that, I would walk in that store. I can only imagine what's going on inside that store when they do something as beautiful as that. And I am certain, I've never seen it, but I'm pretty certain that they've differentiated themselves from a lot of other retailers, particularly those selling scarves, in that area. So it can have simple and tremendous impact. Okay, I'm going to close up here. Couple other things. We were talking about this the other night. One of the things that digital signage and digital interactivity is doing is it's eliminating the theory of a market segment. It used to be that it was a soccer mom, or it was the stay-at-home mom, or it was the working dad, or the 18 to 34-year-old. Well, all that data that you're pulling back from touchscreens and from mobile interactivity and aisle buyer, it is completely eliminating that, because now everybody is a demographic. You are, and you are, and you are, we all are. Because these things are, by gathering that data, are tailoring themselves to every single one of us. So you're not the soccer mom anymore. You're the 34-year-old mom with 3 kids who's going to shop at so-and-so from 2:30 to 3:15 p.m. to buy the carton of milk demographic. It really gets that deep. And the data just allows itself to grow and establish. And the people behind it say, well, let's add this in to make sure that they have the right experience. And from a cost standpoint, from the commoditization of technology, this is becoming easier and easier to do for everybody. There's a statistic that kind of floats around that says, you know, anywhere from 50 to 70% of purchase decisions are made in the store. I sort of kind of agree with that. I think it goes a little bit deeper than that. I think if just by getting out of your chair and going to a store, you've decided you're going to buy something, especially if you've done your research online. What I think digital interactivity does is it helps you make a decision on what to buy. A perfect example being, say, HD TVs. If you go in and you know you're going to buy yourself a big screen TV, and you're kind of settled between Sony and Panasonic, you love them both, but you got to see them in person, really see if this thing has impact. You really want to see if this thing's going to be great for you. At that point, when you can start to interact with those screens and build interactivity via touch screen or what I want to watch and want to see in it, it's no longer a matter of what do I want to see. It's I want that one. That's the one I want. I've made my decision. So what interactivity is going to do is it's going to actually help you buy that item. It's not a matter of getting there. It's now a factor of buying. Finally, I kind of mentioned this before, but from a marketing standpoint, from a retail standpoint, the mobile device, especially in terms of interactivity, is giving you the ability to be multiple points of sale. This is a company called Square, I think Square Up or Square? And that little device fits in the headset of the iPhone, and it turns it into a cash register. So anybody walking through a store can take your card and zip right through, and you're out the door. It's a little bit more of a personal approach than an aisle buyer. Instead of doing it yourself, they can do it for you right then and there. Apple actually does this to a degree. They don't have, I think it's funny that they don't use their own phones to do it. They have these kind of big clunky devices. Oh, are they doing it now? Are they? See, this stuff's moving faster than I can keep track of. But the idea being is it's no more about waiting in line to go through a cash register. I'm at the shelf, I pick it up, someone walks up, do you want to buy it? Yeah, zip, done, I'm out the door. And that's a great experience. There's a supermarket next to where I live, and my wife, she's a foodie. She loves food, and she loves cheese, and she says, go buy this kind of cheese. There are 4 locations where there are cheese in the supermarket, and there's no way to find out. I have to walk that whole store. And it takes me 10 minutes to find one piece of cheese. Imagine if I could just go take my mobile phone and go, where's the Gruyere? It's right there. Boom, I'm out. And like I said, I'm a mission-driven shopper. That's great for me. That's a great experience. So these become really impressive. Three things I want to leave you with, and then I'm going to hand it over to Jason. It's really easy to walk through this venue, and it's really easy to go online, and it's really easy to listen to people like me and talk about how wonderful these things are. But I just simply cannot stress this enough. Have a strategy. Have a plan. I saw this a couple of times where executives would want to build a campaign, and they say, well, how can we make this viral? How can we make this viral? And people kind of laugh at that. And there's no such thing. You can't make something viral. Viral is an outcome. It's not a strategy. That's what happens. That's not what you do. So have a strategy. A couple of weeks ago, my colleagues and I, we wrote a document of perspective. And if you guys are interested, I'll be happy to share it with you. It's a bunch of questions that help you think about the people you need to involve in this, regardless of venue. Who are the teams that need to be involved with this? Across the board. What do they need to know? What's your timeline down the path? And I'm telling you this from experience. It doesn't matter if you're putting in 1 screen or 1,000. Have a plan. Have a plan. Next, technology is a function. It's not a reason. So we all have our iPhones and we all have our iTouches and mobile phones. That's not the reason you do it. You do it because you want to make the customer experience better. Technology is just how you get there. And I'm sure all of you have seen where you see you're somewhere with a cool experience, and the technology is cool. You say, wow, it's really cool they're doing that. You know, looking at iPads in that sense, I'm a little bit that way now. But that's only a function. And someday something will be better than the iPad. It's a function of your strategy. It's not a reason to do it. And when you think about a capital expenditure, when you think about the money you're going to spend to hang a screen or put iPads or iPhones in the store for people to use, that cost can be extreme if you don't think about where it's going to be 18 months, 2 years, 5 years down the road. And chances are, given the way things have been going, it could very well be obsolete. So think about it as a part of your strategy. Finally, know your customer. Understand your customer's ROI. And what I mean by that is that customer has invested their time to go online to your.com or to your site. They've done their homework with your service. Now they're going to come into your venue and they're going to look at your products. They have invested a lot of time. Respect that. Understand that they have already put in a lot of time and they want something back. And it's not just buying a product. It's not just putting a product in my hands. It's giving me that experience that makes me come back tomorrow and the day after and the day after. That's what you need to understand, and that's what they want from you. And again, speaking from experience, if they don't get it, they will go somewhere else tomorrow. They will not wait. Customers are fickle that way. They don't care. I thought that experience was awful. I'm going to a different store forever. And that happens. And when we're talking about branding and loyalty and impressions and impact and experience, that stuff is extremely valuable. So those are the 3 things I would leave you with. Have a plan. Technology is a function, not a reason. And understand your customer's ROI. Understand what they want to get out of it. So there you go. 26 minutes. Not bad.